Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Adam here, aka the Sound Scotsman, and today is going to be a little bit of a strange episode. There's not going to be any boss fights in it, for one. This episode is about getting us on track for the Platinum Trophy. Okay, so as I spoke to you about before, I want to get as much done in New Game as possible to make the Platinum smoother, if you like. So in this episode we're going to get on track with the Pyromancies for the Bond of a Pyromancer Trophy. We can get every single Pyromancy in the game in one playthrough. Okay? So if you haven't watched episode 11 of Smart Souls, there's 3 Pyromancies in that episode, so you should really go back and watch that. Second of all, you should probably get yourself a pen and a bit of paper, because this is going to be a short episode, but a lot of the stuff you're actually going to do will be off camera. Okay? So we want to unlock a new NPC for Pyromancy. I'll show you about how to go about doing that. And we want to get set up for completing 3 covenants back to back, which we're going to need 60 humanity to do and 10 eyes of death. We will, in this episode, actually do one of the covenants straight away. But then when we're ready to do the other covenants, we can actually just do them straight away, back to back, the other 2. Okay? So in this playthrough, we're actually going to get every single pyromancy, every single sorcery, and as many miracles as possible. Now, it's not actually possible to get every single miracle in the game in one playthrough, because Sunlight Spear, the miracle for the Warrior of Sunlight Covenant, you can only actually get that miracle in New Game Plus. Also, the Knight's Honor Trophy, you cannot get that trophy unlocked until New Game Plus Plus, because you need the Soul of Sith, the wolf. You need that 3 times for 3 different swords. Well, 2 different swords and a shield. I'm actually going to get one of his soul items very, very soon. I'm going to make his shield first, because it is arguably the best shield in the game. But I'm only going to set it up in this episode, because we haven't killed Sith the Wolf yet. But I will make one other boss weapon. I'm going to make Quelaags' Fury Sword. I'll show you about how I'm going to go about doing that in this episode. I'm actually going to make it in this episode. And then at the very, very end, I'm going to talk to you about the stats and what I'm actually doing with the character, and exactly how much strength, dex, blah 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 blah. So if you're sort of copying me, then that way you'll know what to go for. But if you're doing a cleric build, then it would be just basically exactly the same, only you would swap intelligence with faith. Okay, that sounds good. Let's get going. Okay, so you're probably wondering what I'm doing back at this bonfire here. Well, we need 3 items from the Silver Knights. We need the Silver Knight Shield, we need the Silver Knight Spear, and we need the Silver Knight Silver Knight Straight Sword, Silver Knight Spear, and Silver Knight Shield. 3 things we need from the Silver Knights, okay? So, while I'm farming souls for the pyromancies I'm going to buy, I may as well come and farm these guys at the same time, in case they drop something. Now, you'll probably be farming these guys maybe in New Game Plus and that kind of thing, like New Game Plus, maybe even New Game Plus Plus. I wouldn't get too caught up in definitely trying to get those 3 items. It's just that we need souls, and you know, we may as well try and do 2 things at once. The big giants in the room where the boss was, they are excellent for souls, but of course they do drop 10 titanite chunks as well, so that's kind of a handy. I might actually maximise my ability to actually get some drops off these guys. So hopefully we get some drops, but if we don't, then at least we're getting some souls. Okay? Okay, so I finally got a drop. I've been running about for about 10 minutes. Went from the giants in the Great Hall, kill the Silver Knights, and then back to the bonfire. Sometimes not bothering to go all the way to the Great Hall, sometimes just doing a run of Silver Knights. Anyway, let's see what we got. Silver Knight Spear. Okay, so I have 2 more things to get, but I want to show you guys a trick. Seeing as we have nearly 40,000 souls, we'll get the ball rolling. Okay, so if we go to the Undead Parish, but not rest at the bonfire, you might actually know this trick, but basically the idea is you warp to the bonfire but you do not rest, so then when you homeward bone, it teleports you back to the bonfire you were last at. You'll see what I mean in a second. This episode will be a bit of a mishmash, but by the time it's over it'll all make sense. Okay, so modify equipment. The falchion. Remember, that's the weapon type curved sword. Okay, so you need a curved sword to make Quelaags Fury Sword. So I am going to do that. But then once it's up to +6, it's okay. I don't need to... I can use the bonfire, basically, to start doing the weapon up there. So another weapon that I'm wanting to work on at the moment is... just the hollow soldier shield will do. Any shield really will do, as long as it takes standard titanite shards. So if you don't have a hollow, what could you waste? Titanite shard. I mean, you could even use this giant shield if you want. You know, it doesn't really matter. A black knight shield is not okay to use that. You can't use the black knight shield. Plus you need one of them for the trophy anyway. You need all the black knight equipment. But the farming spot for black knights is basically at the end of the game. So anyway, I'm just going to use a hollow soldier shield because you pick them up regularly. So I'm going to quickly get this up to +6 because I have 1 large titanite shard in stock. There we go. Hollow soldier shield +6. Yes. Please. Okay. So remember, we can always go down to Blighttown and farm the slugs for as many large shards as we need to save us using our own money. Just quickly show you me going back to Anor Londo. See? Able to just homeward bone because I did not rest. Okay, I'm going to keep farming these guys for a little bit longer. Let's see what I got this time. Silver Knight Straight Sword. Okay. That literally only took me a couple of seconds after the last video. Well, a minute maybe. I've killed 2 enemies and that's it. Will this be the 3rd item? Oh, you beauty. You absolute beauty. Right. I'll kill this guy and then I will meet you back at Firelink. Okay, after I've just collected 2 pieces of Silver Knight equipment, as you actually just seen a second ago, and I've warped straight to Firelink Shrine, but I'm not going to rest. I'm going to see how much 40,000 souls gets us, and of course now we have our friend here.
Fancy meeting you here. You did much for me up above. I am grateful. You know, I was thinking the guest, the old prophet. Is that your doing?
Huh, yes it was.
Yes, I knew it. It seemed like an unlikely coincidence. Well, am I fortunate? This Knight of Katarina thanks you sincerely. Please, take this as a token of my gratitude.
This is good. That's the only way to get that miracle.
There you are. I'll be heading down. There's nothing worth. No worries.
And I just exhaust his dialogue, but the main thing is we got that miracle. I am obviously going to show you every miracle that I can in the game, and I'm going to try and get as many of the miracles from Covenants as possible, but we're, like I said before, we're focusing on sorcery and pyromancy, and probably I'll just deal with the hardest miracles, and then you might have one or two to get in New Game Plus, but you know, we can only do what we can do.
Oh, hello there. Oh, pleased to see you as always.
I will keep you right. Okay, purchase item. So, I've obviously bought every spell from him, but it is time to start modifying the equipment. So the Pyromancy Flame, we need to get that to +10 to unlock the new NPC. So remember and be careful when you're talking to him. Because he was interested in the pyromancy that we got from the Covenant, the Chaos Servant, which we're still going to pursue in this episode as well. She owes us one. There we are. So I probably need another 22,000 souls, something like that. I'll come back with 25,000 souls and hopefully that's enough.
Goodbye then.
Okay, I'll just homeward bone back to Anor Londo. So, hopefully 29,000 souls is enough. For anybody that didn't see Smart Souls episode 15, in that I did explain the importance of not speaking to Frampt again. I just want to reiterate that for anybody that hasn't seen Smart Souls episode 15. If we just ignore Frampt and don't give him the Lord Vessel, that's what he wants, then it will allow us to join the Dark Wraith Covenant and get the Dark Hand, which we do need for our Knight's Honor Trophy. Also, we have the ability to get the Dark Wraith armor set and the Dark Wraith sword as well. They're not actually anything to do with the platinum. It's just a cool armor set and it's a cool sword, so I want it. Anyway, let's see if he's got what.
As always.
There we go. Let's see. Can we do it? Can we do it? To +9. Way, and all the way to +10. Excellent. +10 should do it for our NPC that we want. So I'm gonna go and get ourselves introduced to her right now. Just coming from the Daughter of Chaos bonfire, I've came out here in reverse and killed these trolls that are normally standing here just to streamline the video a bit. But this is our new NPC here. So with 61,000 souls, let's see how far that takes us. I basically got that from just farming the giants in the hallway. Killed the 2 giants inside plus the Silver Knight, and then the 2 giants outside the door, and I done that for maybe 20 minutes, half an hour, something like that. Anyway.
I am Quelaags of Islip. Are you too, like Saladin?
Yes.
Yes, of course. Very well. But are you?
Okay, so purchase item. We already have a fire orb. We do not have Great Fireball. We do not have Firestorm. We do not have Fire Whip. Great Combustion. Undead Rapport. Okay, so I'll take this one. Don't have that. Don't have that. Don't have that. Do have that. Unbelievable. Still not enough for everything. So I need another 15,000 souls. Well, that's okay. Maybe you can get it all at once. I'm going to go ahead and farm the slugs for my large titanite to get the Quelaags Fury Sword organised. But I'm going to insert a clip just now, just to prove to you that this will be the last spell that you will get. I have actually platinumed the game 3 times. Twice the old version using 2 different profiles, and then once the new version, the Dark Souls Remastered. And I also helped a friend platinum it just recently. So, yeah, I'll let you see the little clip that I filmed earlier, just to sort of approve that this will be the last pyromancy that we get. Okay, so just to give you a little preview of what I'm talking about, so you know that I know what I'm talking about, is this is the very last pyromancy we will get. I'm going to tailor the structure to getting this last, and that will be the entire lot of pyromancies done in one playthrough. So she's pleased because we have killed the Bed of Chaos at this stage. Of course, us in the Smart Souls episodes, we're not anywhere near this point, but I just wanted to show you that Pyromancy Fire Tempest, that's going to be our last spell.
No luck. Do not let it bother.
Okay, so back to the video. Also, while you're down here, Onion Bro, Sigmire, he's down here as well, in the far corner. Need to just keep talking to him to wake him up. If he's not down here, then you need to talk to him just once more in Firelink. You want some moss.
Fantastic. This night of Capri. Well,
Anyway, you get the idea. That's him. He'll go away now, and I'll get back to farming my slugs. Should need probably about 10 pieces or something like that. So that was so not fun, farming those slugs relentlessly. But finally, I can make Quelaags Fury Sword with the Falchion plus 10. Boom. I am over the moon about that. The Hollow Soldier Shield, I've got that at plus 10 just ready for when we kill Sif the Wolf, and I can use his soul to make the Great Shield of Artorias. So that's going to be really, really cool. At the moment I'm going to go down and start farming the rats for humanity. We only need 30 for the Covenant, but you may want to do another 30 on top of that for the Dark Wraith Covenant. We only need 1 item from the Dark Wraith Covenant, and we do not need to use any humanity at all for that. But you may want the Dark Armour set and the Dark Sword. So if you want that, you need another 30 humanity ready for in a couple of episodes' time. But beyond that, it's the 30 for the Covenant that we are in just now, the Chaos Servant. That is important. We do need 30 humanity for that, for Chaos Storm, the Pyromancy. Okay? So, let's get to work. Oh, also, before I go, if anybody does not know how to farm humanity, I have a guide on humanity farming, in case you missed out on Smart Souls episode 12. Unfortunately, there is one other thing to farm down here, and that is the frogs. Remember the frogs from Smart Souls episode 12, when we were getting the Eyes of Death? We're going to unfortunately need 10 Eyes of Death in total. Now, obviously you don't have to do the Gravelord Servant in this particular run, but it is worth it, just to get it out the way. It's an awkward covenant, so I would suggest actually come down here while you're killing the rats, and also go ahead and get yourself some 10 Eyes of Death from the Gravelord Servant, which will be coming up in the next episode. So I'm back from farming the Eyes of Death. Just warped down to the Daughter of Chaos. I'll just show you there. Eyes of Death. I've got 10 of them now. It wasn't too bad really, actually farming them out. If you just use the Crimson Robe, Crimson Gloves and Crimson Waistcloth, then as you can see the Curse Resist is 19 on that, and then 4 on that, and 21 on that. So I didn't actually get cursed at all. But if you want an extra insurance policy, you could always buy one Purging Stone from Cromwell the Pardoner, up where the gargoyles were when we done that boss fight. He sells them for 3,000 souls. So it takes the stress off just buying one of them, and then if you do get cursed, then obviously you can just cure it. So the main thing was get the Eyes of Death for the next episode, and get yourself some humanity for this episode, which I have actually done quite well on that. I know it's been an absolute grind. I've got myself 64, plus I have 10 in the counter. I know it's been a really grindy episode, but the idea is if we do the grinding now, then we don't really have to do much farming in the future. There's only really one more thing to farm for. Obviously having the slugs farm to get this cool sword is just optional. Same with the likes of the Silver Knight gear, you know. I went ahead and got the Silver Knight straight sword, Silver Knight shield, and the Silver Knight spear. So that was all sort of optional. You do have to have it for the Knight's Honor trophy, but you can get it at any point. I was only doing that because I needed souls, and I thought may as well try and kill two birds with one stone. Just go ahead and try and get the Silver Knight stuff while we need souls. So that's why I done that. And of course the pyromancy stuff, having that NPC there, she's not going to go away anywhere. Not this one, but the quelaags, the one in the black outfit. She's not going to go anywhere until after we defeat Bed of Chaos and get her final pyromancy. So offer humanity here. Yes. 10. See how in my counter in the top left hand corner I have 10. See? So we need to do another 20. So this is a must. You have to do this if you want to go about getting the covenants bashed off in a quick efficient way. There we go, Pyromancy Chaos Storm. That's what we really wanted. So we don't have really very many pyromancies left to get, folks. After you buy everything from the NPC, and you have that, we've got a couple to get from inside the Painted World of Ariamis, and then another one to get, obviously, that I showed you earlier off that NPC again, and then that's pretty much us, owning every pyromancy in the game. So that's pretty much it for the end of the episode. Just make sure to get your Eyes of Death in time for the next one, and obviously if you want humanity for the Dark Wraith Covenant, then you may as well collect it. But there isn't so much of a rush on that. It's more 30 for that Covenant, 30 humanity for that Covenant, and 10 Eyes of Death for the Chaos Servants that we're going to do in the next episode. So I'll leave you now just with some stats. I'll bring up here, this is what level I'm actually at the moment, level 58. And you can just go ahead and pause the video here if you want to check what I'm at. But probably you will be maybe a little bit more leveled than I. but I haven't helped anybody. I haven't put my sign down and done any of that sort of co-op stuff yet. I'm waiting till New Game Plus before I probably get into all that. But for the time being, I'm just going to talk to you about what stats I have left to go, what I'm going to do with my game, and it's up to you if you follow along or you have your own character, that sort of stuff. So it's really just for the people that are interested. So I've basically mapped out where I want to be by level 120. Now the reason why I've picked level 120 is for Dark Souls 1, the meta is actually level 120, so every person that wants to co-op with other people, wants to PvP with other people, they have a character at level 120 just so they can interact more easily with everybody else. So at the moment, the vitality I have is 30. I'm going to put 2 more points in it and get it to 32. But I'm not going to do that for a little while. That's probably going to be the last thing I do. Attunement, I have at 16 at the moment, but I want to add 7 more points and get it to 23. That will allow me 2 more slots for spells. Endurance is currently at 19. I want to get that up 11 points to level 30. Strength, I want to get it from 24, which it's at them now, and add 10 more points and get it to 34. 34 because of that shield I keep talking about. It needs 34 strength to use it. Dexterity, I'm happy with the 14 I have. I have no desire to add any more dexterity. Resistance is at 12 at the moment, but I hate that stat. I'm never going to use it, so I'm just leaving that alone. Intelligence, I want to get all the way up to level 250. It's currently at 18, so I need 32 more points to go into intelligence, and then I'll be happy. And faith, I'm just leaving at standard, which is 8. So hopefully that helps. I've put a list on the screen that you've seen. Just pause it, go back, pause that, and then you know roughly what we're aiming for. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next episode. I promise it won't be so grindy.